Hey guys, this is Pastor Bo with just a quick word. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite things here at the church, and that is the witnesses to the faith that our 8th graders do during the season of Lent. Now, I'm not directly involved with this project. This is something that Pastor Chris does with our 8th graders. And if you're not familiar, it's sort of a capstone project for confirmation, and where they are given a topic of faith, and it can be the sacraments, the season of Lent, the Apostles' Creed, the Lord's Prayer, something like that. And they talk about why it is important to them, why it should be important to other people, and what it means for our life together today as a community, why the church should care and continue on with this tradition. And it's a really great thing because it takes two things that most people want nothing to do with. One is public speaking. There are surveys that show that people would rather die than give a eulogy. They'd rather be the person in the box than the one talking about them. And publicly sharing your faith, which people might not be as reluctant as that to do, but still, they're like, that's what the pastor does, and they can keep doing it. It combines those two things, gives it to teenagers, and it should be a disaster. Like in your head, you should say, this is going to end badly, and yet it doesn't. Every year, it turns out good. It turns out great, in fact. It's a really beautiful thing to watch these young adults, and now that I've been here a couple years, I've seen them sort of progress through confirmation, to see them take what they have learned, put it into their own words, and share it with their community of faith. And I'll be honest, not all of them do it willingly. Some of them who are related to me, might have to be drugged to it kicking and screaming, and yet they still get up there and knock it out of the park. And every year there is some kid that just blows me away with how well they do, right? A hitherto unknown gift for public speaking just pops up, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, that kid who never liked to read out loud or answer a question, yeah. And that is just great to witness for yourself. And so I invite you to come and join in this tradition. This happens at our evening services because, kids are at school in the morning. But if you can come out on 7:30 on a Wednesday, or you can come at 6:15, you can get dinner, talk with people, and then come and hear this during our midweek services. I promise you won't regret it. Even if the rest of the service isn't for you, you will enjoy this part of it. And so I'm, again, starting February 21st and running through Holy Week, those midweek services as well. Come and hear our kids on Wednesday evenings share their faith, witness to their faith, and give thanks to God that we have students who are willing to put in this work and do this sometimes very scary thing of public speaking and speaking about your faith. And give thanks to God that we as a church are able to and get to pass on the gifts of faith that we have with the next generation, so that the gospel can continue to be shared with them and with the world around us. I hope you are having a good week. I hope that you are anticipating a wonderful Lent and eventually a beautiful Easter. And I'll see you next time here at Good Shepherd. Bye now.